Hello, my Fire Legion. It is your Fire King Renegade here, trying this for the 4th time in a row. What if Deku was Sam Fisher? Now, you may be wondering, Renegade, you sound a little depressed. It's not depression, it is sheer frustration I've been dealing with. This is the 4th time I'm going to try recording this. If it doesn't work this time, then I will try tomorrow. You guys are hearing this? It worked. Now, quirks have been around for I'm going to change it from 40 plus years to 50. So, Sam Fisher decided to move to Japan, where his daughter is working at her company. Sam Fisher has lived there for about 3 years. He saves a woman named Inko from her abusive, drug-addicted boyfriend, named N.A. Midoriya. Quirk Fire Breath. He breaks an arm, busts a kneecap, shatters a leg, breaks 2 fingers, 4 ribs, fractures 3 other ribs, breaks his nose, and shatters his eardrums. Inko asks to live with Fisher for a little bit till she knows she will be safe. Sam Fisher agrees. 3 years later, they get married. 9 months later, they have a child named Izuku. Now, Izuku, 4 years later, is classified as quirkless. At the age of 7, after Izuku has been going to private schools, he asks to go to a public school. His mom and his dad make a deal. He can go to a public middle school, but Sam is allowed to train him in the ways of 4th echelon, along with a few others in the way of stealth, infiltration, hacking, all that. Now, I'm going to run through everything real quick. He learns stealth, CQC, and gun combat from Sam Fisher and Briggs. Briggs is a 4th echelon operative from Blacklist, which is a co-op multiplayer person. In co-op, that is the other person who will be played or you will play. Depends on who's the host. Host is Sam Fisher. Now, he learns hacking from Grim. Grim is Sam Fisher's handler and advice on the field. So Deku has the same hacking skills as her. He learns infiltration tactics through less stealthier means and more open public debauchery, like partying and stuff. From Victor, I forget his last name. It's not that I forget it, I just can't pronounce that bullshit, and I'm not going to try. So, on Izuku's birthday, forgot to mention this, he got a custom 1911. Well, it's a normal 1911, but it got customized as Deku grew up. By the way, guns are legal in Japan because of the parts with quirks. 4 years before Sam Fisher moved to Japan, they made guns legal. Okay? Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, let's continue on. Now, I'm going to run through Deku's arsenal real quick, and his equipment. If you're wondering why I'm doing this before the heroes versus villains, I just want it out of the fucking way. I was going to wait till the heroes versus villains, but I'm a little irritated, and talking about glorious weapons and equipment makes me happy. So, Deku's support equipment. He has a tactical device, which allows him to hack open doors. He can plug in and look under them with a snake cam, and look through deployable mini cameras, which he can shoot not from a SC-4000 or whatever the hell the gun's called, but from his sniper rifle attachment, which I will go on about later. But this tac pad can come off of the wrist strap or out of its placeholder on Deku's Octo Camouflage, which is something from Metal Gear Solid. I know, but since quirks are around and technology has advanced super far because of quirks, just roll with it. I know I sound angry, but you guys would be too if you had to do this 4 times in a row. So, I'm sorry for my anger. I will calm down once we get more into the video. Well, once I get done explaining this bullshit. If I just backed out of Chrome, I swear. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Okay, so the tack pad can come off to help Deku look for fingerprints. It can copy someone's retinal to bypass retinal scanners. So let's say Deku kills someone. He can put the thing up to someone's eye and use it to bypass retinal scanners, besides hacking them, which he could also do. It also has a blacklight attachment, built-in microphone so he can listen into conversations. Can get 4 3D layouts of buildings he's going to infiltrate or be in. Ventilation shafts, room schematics, all that. I don't care. Google Play Music. Now, I will explain more about that as time progresses, because it can do a lot of shit, and I don't want to go over it all. Deku's weapons. Let's start out with his knife. It is a stun knife, again from Metal Gear Solid. Solid Snake's stun knife, and he can either stab someone or he can tase them. Okay. His gun, as I said, a custom 1911 operator, black with a kind of greenish gripped kind of look on it. Nothing that would give him away during stealth. His sniper rifle, again, black with some green highlights on it. Nothing that would give him away in stealth, as I said before. The 1911 operator it's not an operator, it's just 1911. Remember that. His 1911 is a 45 caliber 12 round magazine with something that looks like a laser sight but actually disables electronics for 10 to 5 minutes depending on how long he aims it at an electronic. So, alright, Deku's sniper rifle. I don't know the real name of this gun, but from Ghost Recon Breakpoint, it's called the Scorpio Scout. It has a 10-round magazine. It chambers 308 rounds. Unsuppressed, it can blow someone's head off. Suppressed, it will just leave a tiny hole in their head. Don't ask me, that's just Breakpoint logic, and that's what we're rolling with. Now, as I said before, it has a bipod attachment. A 5 to 25 zoom scope. And has an attachment which allows him to fire sticky shockers, gas pellets, glass showers, sticky cameras, and mini plastic explosions. About the size of your thumb. Deku can activate the plastic explosives on his TACCOM thing. I forget the name of it. It was in Double Agents. If you guys would like to look up the name for that and put in the comments, I would appreciate it. Now, Deku's body equipment. Octo camouflage combined with Kevlar armor. So it can stop a 45. It's graded to stop a 45 caliber round, if need be. Well, it can actually stop. Let's see. I'm just gonna say it can stop 7.75 fired point blank. No, not point blank. If it's fired point blank, it will penetrate the armor. Not far enough to kill him, but it will still penetrate the armor. It's an octo camouflage body armor. It also comes equipped with a mask. The octo camouflage, if you do not know, can take its surface's surroundings and blend in with it. So if Deku does Sam Fisher's little go into a hallway and climb the hallway and puts both his legs far enough apart where he can just like be above the enemy, Deku can turn into the hallway. So no one will be able to tell until it's too late. His multi-vision goggles also become the color of whatever texture the suit becomes. Multi-vision goggles, I'm going to run through those, has night vision, thermal, sonar, and electromagnetic detection. I forget what it's called, but he can see electronics, okay? So, am I forgetting anything else? No, I believe that's it. Thank Jesus. Alright. Middle school time. Deku walks up in front of the class, says, "Hi, my name is Izuku Fisher. I'm quirkless." Deku is also a very good-looking person, and he does not look like he's that weak. He actually looks buff and strong. He's about the level of, I'm not going to say Sam Fisher, but he's close. I'd say 10 more years of training and he will be Sam Fisher. Now, Bakugo and most of the males in class laugh. All the girls, however, don't. They're too busy staring at him. Because, like I said, Deku is a good-looking man. Let's just say if Deku wanted to, he could lay some acid pipe. Moving on. So, about 4 months in, Bakugo tries to pick a fight with Deku. Also, Deku is allowed to carry his stun knife around. The school wants him to feel safe since he's quirkless. Deku said it'd be fine, but they said feel free. So, Deku does have his stun knife. Because it's a taser. He does have discipline. So, Bakugo tries throwing an explosion at Deku. He dodges. They get into a fight. Deku gives Bakugo the work. Deku wins. Very simple. Basically, think of it like this. John Wick versus one lonely dude who is very bad at his job. And John Wick's just toying with that guy. So, yeah. Skip a few more months in. Deku, also, by the way, he's top of everything. Top of the PE and just top of his class. He's first in everything. That makes Bakugo even madder. And he didn't get in trouble for the fight because he didn't start it. He was punished, though. He did have to clean the hallways, but Deku cleaned it very fast and did it better than the janitors. Like, it was so clean you could eat off that bitch. And he accepted that punishment with grace and honor. Because compared to the punishment his father gave him during their training time when he decided to be a little, rebellious. Yeah, Deku's pretty well disciplined. Also, both Sam and Iko disagreed to this, but Briggs, Grimm, and Victor all said he should be put through torture resistance training. And Deku actually said he would be fine with this, because if he does get captured, because if he becomes a hero, because he's still aiming for that hero, but he does want to do some CIA work, Deku's going to be like that hero no one knows about. He's going to be saving people. He's going to be saving people, taking out criminals, and, he's also planning on becoming a fourth echelon operator, along with being a pro hero. Deku knows every language known to man. He's very smart. He has hacked into the fourth echelon servers as a test trial. without tripping any of the failsafes, fought Sam Fisher to a standstill, beat Briggs in hand-to-hand combat. He's a top-tier marksman. All around, Deku's a god, basically. That's just how I'm going to put it. And he was able to sneak past Grimm, Fisher, Briggs, and Victor, all 4th echelon operators, by the way, steal the thing, and not let them know he stole it until he literally said, okay, I win. So yeah, Deku's a god. All without his octo camouflage. In a building he's never been in, with no help from the outside or inside, no equipment, no nothing, just him and his hands. Like a ghost, in and out. Never even knew. So, end of the school year comes. Teacher does his little speech and says, alright, let's see what you guys want to do. And he's like, excuse me, who am I kidding? I know you all want to go to the hero course. Everyone raises their hand except Midoriya. The reason he doesn't raise his hand is because he's humble. Sam Fisher drilled that into his mind. Also, I got pause. Okay, I forgot to mention something, guys. Deku, he has pouches on his pants, like where his belt is. The pouches contains noisemakers, flashbangs, EMP grenades, not frag grenades. He's not allowed to carry those around, but he is allowed to carry flashbangs, EMP grenades, noisemakers, and sticky cameras. These sticky cameras are more flattened. So yeah, forgot to mention those. That's my bet. That's my B. That was my B. Deku's knife is also behind him, hidden by his jacket. Deku has never had to pull his knife in a fight. Yet. Okay. Sorry if you guys can hear me drink. I apologize for that. Alright, but I'm heavy again. So, trying to slow down real quick. Okay, where did I leave off? Oh yeah. Bakugo does his whole speech, being arrogant as fuck. Saying, these B-listers will never make it to become pro heroes. They'd be lucky to end up sidekicks to a B-lister. Teacher says, hold on, Bakugo, hold on. 2 people have applied to UA. Bakugo would be like, what? Pissed off. Teacher would say, Izuku Fisher. And he has the grades to prove it. Oh yeah. Deku can actually break metal with his bare hands. Let's just say that the 4th echelon operatives got some genetic enhancements, and they asked Izuku if he wanted them, and he said yes, because he's planning on becoming a 4th echelon operator. So, 4th echelon operators are stronger than the average human. Moving on. After class, Bakugo would tell Izuku to, drop out of the running for UA. Izuku would tell him, no, I'm not going to do that. Bakugo, he'd throw a punch at Deku, and Deku has been dealing with his shit every day. Like, Bakugo would try to pick fights, first once a month, then once a week, then every day. Deku would always dodge. Sorry for the noise, guys. Allergies. Deku would flip him around, take his arm, put him in the arm lock, and then put his knife to his throat. He'd be like, okay, Bakugo, I'm done with you. You are going to leave me the hell alone. Do you understand? And if you don't, I'm going to put you in the worst pain you've ever felt in your entire life. And this is not a threat, it's a promise. He would let Bakugo go, sheath his knife, and walk out of the classroom. Simple as that. Again, sorry for the nose. Okay, I gotta blow this. Be right back. And we back. So, yeah. Deku's walking home. Sludge villain attacks. Deku uses this tase knife to get out of it. And he uses the shadows to his advantage. Uses noise attractors to separate the sludge villain from, his things. Oh yeah, Deku also has smoke bombs, gas pellets. Yeah, I forgot some shit. Okay, hold on. He has gas pellets, smoke bombs. I say he has flash, EMPs, sticky cameras, shock mines, shock grenades, gas mines. Did I say he had gas pellets? I don't remember if I did. And I think that's all. If I forget anything else, I'll just tell you guys. So Deku uses noise attractors, shock grenades, and then uses a gas mine to put him asleep after a little bit because he set up all this in the shadows, and the Sludge Villain never knew what hit him. So Sludge Villain's out. All Might shows up around the corner saying, "I am here." Sees the Sludge Villain knocked out. Deku's walking away like nothing ever happened. So All Might bows up the Sludge Villain, runs after Deku, and asks him, "Young man, how did you manage to defeat this villain?" Deku would explain everything, and All Might would be looking at Deku, see that he's smart, curious, and has a creation quirk. He'd be like, "That's a pretty strong quirk you got there." Deku would say he doesn't have a quirk. All Might would ask how he created all those things then. Deku would show the pouches and say that he wouldn't say he's a fourth echelon operator, but he would say that he makes gadgets. And All Might would say, so he's quirkless, but he's smart. Now, All Might would ask if Deku wanted an autograph. He'd say, "No, I'm good." Okay, hold on. I need to catch my breath here real quick, guys. So, All Might would take that with a little grain of salt because, he's never had anyone turn down an autograph from him before. I will be right back. I got blow. I'm back. I went and took my allergy medicine, so my nose will become unstuffed soon. So yeah. All Might's thinking about making Deku his successor. He's humble, he's smart, he's all that shit. Deku walks home because, Deku does live up in, the hills area. Because their house is outside the city, but Deku doesn't mind walking to his house, to and from school. It's not... Deku knows a lot of paths, which get him to and from school in, 10 minutes or less. Because, like I said, that map of everything really does help. So Deku, he gets home, he tells mom and dad about what happened. Sam, Inko would freak out at first. Sam would be proud of him because he beat a villain with nothing but that stuff. Saying that he probably couldn't do that. Giving him props and everything. Inko would be saying, "Are you hurt? Is everything okay?" He'd be like, "I'm fine, Mom." Sam Fisher would be saying, "He's fine, honey." All that. Sam's just overjoyed. Sam's daughter would come in. She'd also be worried about Izuku because she lives at their home as well because, she doesn't have a husband or nothing. She enjoys spending time with her father and her little brother. She's very proud of him that he managed to be a villain, but at the same time worried that he almost died. Not really. He got suffocated for like a second, maybe second and a half. You know. So the 10 months training of Deku's training begins. What? I don't know. But for 5 months, him and Sam and Briggs and all them train him to be the best he can be, and he is passing their classes flying colors. Every time they turn up the difficulty, he just pushes himself harder. If he fails, he gets back up and tries again. Like, he doesn't quit. He does have Sam Fisher's little problem, though, where he will abandon a golden plan just to go off a hunch, which may or may not pay off, like Sam does. Thing is, though, also, Sam has given Deku's, like, small infiltration missions here and there. So Deku goes on his first real big mission to retrieve a bioweapon. And Deku does it with flying colors. He doesn't kill anyone. He never knocked anyone out. He completes his mission without ever touching a thing. He gets the data that they needed. He destroys the bioweapon. And he's out of there. What he did was he went through the vents to clear all the lasers, ducked through janitor closets and bathrooms to kind of make it to where the bioweapon is, and to get through the door, all he did was took a sleeping security guard's retinal eye. And he did that all without having to do a single thing to any guard, besides open one's eye while he was asleep and scan it. But still, God never woke up or nothing. Easy dub. They didn't realize until after Deku was long gone. Deku has had some elimination missions to eliminate drug lords and stuff. He'd sometimes do that by, if there wasn't a good enough sniping position, he would sneak into the base. Other times he would snipe from 3,000, 4,000 miles away. Like, Deku, he's one of the best fourth echelon operators they have. But he's unregistered because he's underage. The only reason he gets these missions is because Sam gives them to him. Like, he gives, like, him and Ingo have decided that Deku was ready to take on missions at a certain point. Like 2 years before he went off to middle school. And Sam has slowly been easing him into this kind of thing. Like, Deku usually would take rescue operations, though, if he was given the chance. Which he passes with flying colors. Deku does have a few scars here and there, because he has taken some bullets for people. So, right now, Sam's mission is looking into a mafia in Japan, in a city. I don't remember the name of the mafia from the anime, so I'm just going to call it the Birdmask Gang, but you all know which mafia I'm talking about. Let's just say that 4th Echelon's going to have a bit of a role in Erie's rescue. Aries rescue. Jesus. I always mispronounce her name, and I don't know why. And I apologize. So, during the last 4 months of training, All Might used his police contacts to figure out where Zuko lived, and he asked if he could train him. Deku's still a Hero fan, but he's not, like, as big as he is in canon. So, you know, when Sam Fisher decided to say, sure, why not have All Might train him? He is the #1 hero. So, him and Deku trained for a bit. Now, All Might does offer Deku one for all, and he explains everything. But he would like to talk to his father about this. And All Might would be like, okay. He talks to Sam about it, and Sam says, "What do you think?" So, 3 days before the entrance exams, not 3 days, 3 weeks, my bad, before the entrance exams, he accepts All Might offer, and Deku has one for all. And for the last 3 weeks, Deku learns how to control one for all. And Deku can use forecaling 10%. But he doesn't rely on forecaling. He relies on his skill as a 4th echelon operative. He only relies on that when he needs to fight a villain with hand-to-hand combat. But since Deku's going to be a stealth hero who's not going to aim to be in the limelight, like, he told All Might this too, but All Might still chose him to be his successor. Because he feels like that he can train another symbol of peace. But to have One for All be in the hands of someone so stealth attributed and so calm-headed and cool-leveled, that he feels like it would be safe to have One for All in his hands. Because he wouldn't have to worry about All For One detecting him. So, yeah. All For One now has John Wick as an enemy, basically. Have fun with that, Pizza Face. I don't even know what All For One's face is, honestly. Anyways, entrance exam times. He asks the school if he can use his gadgets and stuff. They allow Deku to have his stun knife and his, gadgets and stuff. But they do not allow him to have his guns. Reason being is that the bullets could ricochet off something. But once Deku found out he was going to be going up against robots, he would have immediately said, "I'm not going to use my guns." So he has his tac map, his gadgets, and his stun knife. Also, his stun knife is made out of a, in the Marvel Universe, it's called the Arctic Vibranium. Basically like the high-frequency blade from Metal Gear Rising. It could cut through, anything on a molecular level. That's what Deku's knife can do, but it's only the metal. It's not like it actually is because of, like, certain parts of the knife. Also, Deku's knife is green. Like, the blade of it. So, when it's sheathed, it's all black, but when he pulls it, it's black and green. So, yeah. So, Deku doesn't trip and fall because, he's too clean with it. But I'm going to say Uraraka does, but Deku catches her. And she'd say thank you, and, Deku would just say you're welcome and walk off. Uraraka's blushing a bit because she did get catched, and, it was kind of like a, little sweep the bow, kind of like going in for a lean in for a kiss, just gonna lean into her. You're going to tell her how you feel. Then you're going to say, "Hey!" I had to do it, guys. I'm sorry. It's like a meme. I probably just skate you all day, and I apologize. Oh, God. I hope none of you are driving. Oh, God. Oh, God. Shit. Ah, well. I mean, what are you guys gonna be driving to anyways? With fucking in lockdown because of this coronavirus bullshit. So, yeah, I should be fine. I apologize if you guys are driving. I really am. But it was too good of an opportunity. I couldn't waste it. So, UA entrance exam. Deku, he passes the written test. Flying colors. He's sitting there, listening to President Mike, learning about the robots he's gonna have to face. Bakugo's just giving Deku the death stare. You know, he's quirkless and he's trying to enter here. Pfft, he's gonna fail. Ida, he's looking. Deku ain't mumbling or nothing. He's writing stuff down, so it doesn't look like he's paying attention. Like, it looks like he's writing just random stuff down, like doodling, when he's actually formulating a plan. And Ida would point out the supposed miscorrection, and he'd point out, and you shouldn't be doodling during lectures. And Deku, he just look at Ida and he'd say, I'm not doodling, I'm coming up with a plan to beat these things. If you haven't noticed, I'm the only one in here without a quirk. Well, the rest of you guys have been twirling your quirks around a little bit. Don't think I don't hear your engines over there kind of puttering every 5 seconds. I'm the only one in here without a quirk. So I'm trying to formulate a plan to beat these robots. And everyone started laughing at him, thinking he's going to get into UA without a quirk. He's keeping 1-4 a secret right now. Like, he doesn't want anyone to know. So, you know, he's just chilling right now. And Ida would apologize and say, continue on with what you're doing. And he'd say, I give you props for going to following your dreams, but you should really drop out while you still can. And he'd be like, yeah, we'll see about that, bud. And you know, President Mike would finish explaining. Deku, he'd go to his training ground. Deku's wearing a tank top. He's got his gear set. Also, he does have these kind of camouflage pants on that he's always wore with, like, these combat boots. Like the echelon boots and pants. So they're meant for stealth and fast movement. And he's wearing a tank top, excuse me. So everyone can see how ripped Deku is. And they're all like, maybe he can make it into UA without a quirk. So they're getting ready. Like, Deku has his knife at the ready, too. Like, Ida would say, you can't have a weapon here. And he'd be like, I asked the school, and they said it was fine. So, again, Ida just getting shut the fuck down. Easy. And President Mark would say, go. Deku, he'd run off. You know, Ida's going past everyone, but Deku, he's already took into the shadows. And using his map to figure out where to go. And he's taking out robots left and right without anyone knowing. Ida's about to get hit from behind. The next thing you know, all he hears is a zapping noise. And you just see the robot fall. And, like, he'd look over at the alley, see Deku real quick, blink, and then Deku's gone. Just into the wind. Like, the teachers can't even see Deku, so... Like, they don't know who's dropping these robots, except for All Might. So he's the one adding the points. He's the one adding the points to Deku. Because he knows Deku's, you know, abilities. Then, the Zero Pointer shows up. Uraraka still gets trapped. Deku hears a scream. Deku runs over. Shock. Like, he has 3 shock grenades in hand, throws them at the robot. He also throws a sticky camera. The sticky cameras can detonate, but that's only if Deku manages to... But this is something Deku figured out how to do. He figures if he drops all the safety... If he drops all the safety mechanisms on the sticky cameras at once and overloads them, that they will explode. So, Deku used the shock grenades to stun the big behemoth, Zero Pointer robot, and he overloaded a sticky camera on the behemoth. Like, the teachers would see the explosions, and, you know, he'd save Uraraka. After everything, like, as Deku's going to leave, like, they'd ask him why he had explosives on him. They told him no explosives, and he'd say he didn't have explosives on him. And they'd be like, how did that robot explode then? And Deku would show what he did. Like, they didn't say any explosives like grenades or nothing. They never said that he couldn't overcharge a sticky camera to destroy it. And Deku knew where the level would fall as well. Like, he calculated everything. They had him do it again to make him to say that he's just bluffing. They think he's just bluffing and he didn't know exactly where to fall, but he knew exactly where everything was going to fall. So, Deku doesn't get disqualified. Like, they realized Deku was smart enough to be able to calculate where everything was going to fall. And where exactly he needed the sticky grenades to go to make sure that to make sure the robot didn't get too close or too far from the buildings. So, everything, where everything hit, where all the pieces of the robot fell, exact same places. Only just smaller pieces or bigger pieces, because, you know, he can calculate where they're going to fall, he just can't calculate how big they're going to be. That's the only thing he wasn't 100% sure about. But he knew everything would be safe. So the teachers just say they're sorry, apologize, and send him on his way. Deku gets his entrance letter. He's welcomed to My Hero Academia by All Might. Sam and Ingo and his sister all look at it, and they congratulate him for getting into UA. Deku's in Class 1A. A week later, he goes off to school. He's still permitted to carry his knife and stuff, but all his 4th echelon stuff, he carries around in a backpack. Like, the school, like, Sam got in touch with the school and let Principal Nezu know that Deku was 4th echelon. So all the teachers know about Deku's being one of the youngest unmarked 4th echelon operators. And they were actually fine with it. So this allowed them to kind of have a government thing backing them if they needed it. So their security is now echelon security, which is pretty damn good. Like, you need to be Sam Fisher level to get past it. Yeah. So, you know. Only Deku or Sam Fisher can get past UA security now. So, anyone trying to sneak into UA, you can go fuck yourself. I basically just did a jack in the box with my middle finger. I know none of you guys can see it though. I just like doing that. It's fun. Like, anyone that's making me mad, like, in my school, I just go do. I have gotten detention a few times for doing that, though. But it's because it was on the teacher, not a student. Yeah. Moving on. So he walks into class. He sees Bakugo there, and he'd be like, well, shit. Like, he's already mad that Bakugo's there. And Bakugo see with Deku's in Class 1A. And he'd be like, how did you get here, shitty nerd? And, you know, Io would also see it's Deku, but he'd actually walk over and congratulate him. Because Class 1A is the best, for the top people who scored the highest in the entrance exams. So Uraraka would walk in and say, oh, hey, you're the military boy, she'd call him. Be like, oh, it's Izuku Fisher. Just to be nice. And she'd say, Ochako Uraka. Ida would say, my name is Tenya Ida, and they'd become friends. She would ask him, how'd he manage to make that blow up? Like, because she heard he was quirkless. And he had explained the sticky camera situation and using the shock grenades to make sure it didn't move into any place else where the debris would hit a building or something. And Ida would also say, how did you know that though? Like, and he'd say, well, it's easy by calculating them. He would just be saying a bunch of mumbo jumbo I can't say. Ida would be understanding it because Ida's, Ida is smart, but he's not Deku smart. Uraka would just be going like I am now. And probably like what you guys are most of my time in my videos. I know you guys can't really understand me, and I apologize for that. Because I talk way too fast. I apologize for that. But yeah, Aizawa would pop up and he'd do his whole quirk assessment time. Last one gets expelled. Ida would be saying that's unfair because one of us doesn't have a quirk. And Deku, he'd just walk off to the locker rooms to get changed. He's not afraid. He'd be like, you should be more like that kid. And Ida would say, but that's the person who's quirkless. And Aizawa would say, be thinking in his mind, he wants to get expelled that fast, huh? Alright then. He did score first on the entrance exam, so once everyone gets out there, he'd be told to throw the softball. Without using one fall, he'd throw it. 1,420. And everybody, including Bakugo, would be jaw-dropped. They'd ask him to throw it again. 1,425 this time. Because, Wind picked it up this time. Everyone's just looking at him like, you said you don't have a quirk. And he's like, I don't. He's like, then what's that? He's just like, I work out. A lot. Like, as I was just wondering, like, if this is what a Force Echelon operative can do, then, oh boy, this is going to be a fun year, he's thinking. Deku dominates everything, except for the speed one and the ball throw. He comes in second place for both those, because Ida, having his engine quirk, and Uraka with the Infinity. Yeah, you can't really be Infinity. Yeah, so anyways. Oh, God. Had a cough. So, person, no one gets expelled. Everyone's fine. And during lunch, Izuku, Uraka, Ida, they'd be sitting at the lunch table, and Momo would walk over, and she'd say, excuse me, but by any chance, is your name Izuku Fisher? Izuku would say, yes. Yes, it is. And he'd ask why. She asked, do you remember me? And Deku would take a good look at Momo, and he'd be like, oh, hey, Momo Yatsurotsu, because they were childhood friends, because they went to the same school. And he'd hug her, being nice and all that. Just say, it's so good to see you, how have you been? Uraka, she'd be a little jealous. Because, girl's gonna have that love rival. You know it. Jacob's already gotta go all over him, and he never knew. All the other girls in the class are looking at him. So, she's got some competition. And Deku explained that this is Momo Yatsurotsu. She is from my old, school before I transferred to a public middle school. And he'd say that they were childhood best friends. Momo would ask if she can sit down and join him. Deku would say, yeah, sure, why not? Ida would say, more the merrier, and Uraraka would be like, yeah. Hiding back her jealousy. Like, Momo can see it, and she'd be saying, listen, like, they'd be giving them, like, those two would be giving each other the same face, like, back off, he's mine type of face. Deku is not paying attention. Ida's just blind. You think when he's wearing glasses, he should be able to see those faces, but he's not. He's just like, are you two okay? You're not really eating that much. Like, I thought glasses were supposed to help you see. Like, they help me see. Hello? Are those things on? I gotta stop. Hold on, I actually need a second. I just made myself laugh because of... Fly jokes are fun. I can make them. I have glasses. Like, I wear glasses. So I can make these kinds of jokes. Like, me and my friends, we all, like, that wear glasses, like, we all make jokes about our glasses. And we just don't care. Because, they're fun. Gotta learn to laugh at yourself. So, after lunch, they go back to class. They'd be waiting in class, wondering, like, what's going on. And All Might, he'd rush through the door saying, I am here. Everybody would be freaking out. Deku, he's just chill. Because Deku, he really doesn't express emotion. Like, even back in middle school, like, he never, expressed emotions. Momo's the only one that's seen his emotions. And Uraraka and Ida, but that's because he saw Momo after... how many years? I don't know. Like, someone do the math. Like, I don't like math. I'm not doing math. Fuck math. Anyways. He'd show everyone the hero suits. Deku, his book bag doubles as his hero suit carrying case. Like, Deku's doesn't have a suitcase there. But no one notices that. And Deku, like, he'd come out of the changing room. And they'd be like, wait, but you didn't have a hero case. And Deku would be like, oh yeah, my hero case is in my backpack. Because he'd say his sister runs a big company that makes hero suits, which she does. So he's allowed to carry his hero suit off campus because, it's from his sister's company. That's his cover-up. It's actually 4th echelon property. Well, it's actually his. It's just, 4th echelon. So, kind of needs to bring it home for missions. But the cover-up story is that that's from his sister's company. And they see his suit, and they see that it looks weird. And he doesn't have the goggles down. And you'd be like, alright, everyone get ready for the heroes versus villains. So it's going to be Deku and Yazurozu versus... Bakugo and Uraraka. So while they're waiting, Deku would be mapping out full plan on his touchpad. And Yazurozu would be looking at the map as well. Like, he's brought it up on, like, the 3D hologram, and they're mapping out a plan. He'd say, alright, the best point of strategy would be me coming in from the rooftop while you come in from the bottom. If we search each floor individually, we should be able to come across it. Like, the bomb's on the middle, I'm gonna say. Bakugo, he's patrolling from the bottom floor because he thinks Deku's gonna lock in from the bottom floor, which he's wrong. Yazurozu would ask him how he's gonna get up. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Deku has a grappling hook. Yes, he has a grappling hook. I gave him one. But it's like in his, like, armor, kind of. Like, it pops out and it will allow him to go up. So, yeah. So, Deku goes in from the top after All Might says go. Like, he heads to the top of the roof. And he goes in. And he uses his, thermal. well, not his thermal, his sonar to check the floors. He sees Bakugo's on the 3rd floor, Uraraka's on the 5th floor, which is in the middle. The 6th floor, because it's 12 stories tall. So he'd say bomb is on the 12th floor, and bomb is on the 6th floor, Bakugo's on 3rd. She'd be like, okay. And he'd say, I have a way to get to Bakugo on the 3rd floor. All you need to do is get to the 6th. I'll take care of Bakugo. And she'd be like, alright, how you gonna do that? He's like, don't worry. I got this. The next thing you know, the 3rd floor lights just cut out, just like that. Because Deku has cut power to the 3rd floor. Not the entire building, just the 3rd floor. Bakugo would be confused. Also, he's jamming the communications between him and Uraraka. Oh yeah, Deku has a voice modulator too. So, he cuts in and says, yeah, everything's fine here. And, Bakugo would be like, okay, we can't lose to this shitty nerd. He's like, okay, just make sure you check behind you. There's no way he's behind me. And then he'd just hear Uraraka's voice behind him. Are you sure about that? He'd turn around and he'd just get, boom, sucker punch to the face. Like, just, he doesn't see it, but to us, it's 3 green dots. And next thing you know, just, bam, out cold. He gets wrapped up in capture tape. Him and Yatsuroto meet up on the 3rd floor. Yatsuroto says, I'll create a distraction if you can sneak in there and touch the bomb. And he'd be like, alright, that's easy enough. Deku goes through the vents. Yatsuroto and Uraraka are fighting. It turns in from a quick fight to just a full-on cat fight. Deku has made it to the bomb, and he'd look at them and he'd be like, he'd just slap his head. Also, he can fire projectiles out of his wrist as well. Like his gun, like his sniper one is for longer ranges, while his wrist is for in the same room. So, Deku, he'd drop down from the vents, and he'd touch the bomb. All Might would say, heroes win. Uraraka would turn around and see that Deku's touching the bomb. He'd put the goggles up and be like, you gotta watch the bomb. But he doesn't say it like I just said it. He says, but he says it like this. He's like, you gotta watch the bomb. Very nice and kind of sweet. I said it like Wildcat, and how I say it in Rainbow Six Siege. If you are careful enough in that game, also if you have extremely good luck, you can ninja defuse the diffuser. I've done it before. It was the funniest shit ever. I just ninja defused them. It's like a 1v5 and I just ninja defused. I wish I had recorded it, guys, because I would have put it on my Rainbow Six Siege epic moments and funny. But I lost the video footage file, so I'm sorry. But I just got extremely lucky. So yeah, Bakugo, he's mad. Uraraka, she's not as mad. She's kind of mad that she lost to Yatsuroto, but the reason she lost to Deku is kind of easing the blow. But this is where Deku starts to notice their little cat fight. He saw that it was turned into a cat fight, and he's like, why did that turn into a cat fight? He's wisening up already. Like I said, Deku's not that dumb, it's just that he wasn't noticing before because he wasn't paying attention. He's starting to pay attention now. So, Deku, he's walking home. Uraraka would walk up to him and say, hey, good job doing the, heroes versus villain things. I'm sorry. Either would say, good job out there. Momo would say good job as well because, I'm going to say that Momo's new house, like, she moved after Deku moved, like, transferred out of the school. Like, Deku never noticed because her butler always drove her home. But, since they never went to the same school, like, they never noticed that they lived, like, next door to each other almost. It was just, like, a few miles up the road from Deku's house. And, you know, Momo would ask Deku if he'd like a ride home. And I'm gonna say Deku's like, sure, why not? Because Deku's gonna have Deku has a motorcycle. It's just that he's waiting to get his license test. Driver's license test. Like for the exam to actually get his license. He's got his permit to drive one. He just needs his license. I know I'm cutting out a lot of bullshit for the motorcycle guys, but I'm really not keen about having Deku get a driver's license and then go get his like operation license for a motorcycle. So I'm just gonna give both of them to him right there. I'm just gonna say fourth echelon privilege. I'm just cutting out some plot holes. I know, but I just don't want that in there. Like that's all boring. Like you guys are here for like spice and stuff. If you guys want to hear about Deku's little motorcycle excursion, like I'll put it in the next video. I'll flash back to it real quick, but yeah. So, Momo drops Deku off at his home, and he'd see continue up that road and be like, huh, okay. They also did exchange contact info and all that. Over the weekend, Deku got his motorcycle license. Momo's walking to school and walking past Deku's house. And Deku's pulling out on his motorcycle. His motorcycle's black and green. It's like black with like this, like 3 green dots on the side. Like, that's kind of like what Deku does, but it also has the green stripe going down the gas tank. And not Uraka. And Momo would say, oh, hey, Deku. Well, not Deku, Izuku. My bad. He'd be like, oh, hey, Momo, what are you doing here? Like, his helmet also has the 3 dots and the green stripe to match the gas tank. Deku also has the leather jacket. That has a green stripe and 3 dots. I know that's kind of Deku's thing. That's like the thing I'm giving him. And he still has his fingerless gloves. It's just that he doesn't have the coat on anymore. So when he's in school, like the coat's actually off of him. Because he brings the leather jacket now. So, Momo would ask if she could get a ride. And she'd be like, sure. And she would create herself like a helmet. And, they'd drive off to school. Deku would pull up into the parking lot. He does have the right papers to actually park his bike there. Like, teachers, like, he's one of the few students who drive to school. Yes, Deku is 16. Everyone in his class is 16. I'm gonna just say some bullshit. Like, if they're meant to be like 15, I'm gonna just say some bullshit happened. Which got middle school canceled for a year. So when they went to middle school, they were actually like a year older. So that's why everyone's 16. So that means the third years are 18. Like they're full-fledged adults. Okay? I'm giving Deku a motorcycle. I don't care how I do it, but he's having a motorcycle. I don't care how I do it. He's having one. And no one is stopping me. Throw some plot hole bullshit my way, I will fill it as best I can. Like, that's not a challenge though. Please don't do that. Like, help me out with these things, guys. Don't make it harder for me. I've been going for an hour. Yeah, I can keep going. Fuck it. I'll cover the USJ. So, USJ happens. They're all getting ready to go to the USJ. everyone's talking about how Deku is a stealth king, how he can easily take out big people. And like, yeah. Like, they also had some more hero training in that, so Deku has gotten to show off his marksmanship ability. And like, they're also talking about how he's a good marksman, he's physically fit and everything. Like, all that. So they arrive at the USJ, they go in. 13 gives a hoarse speech. Kyogiri opens up the portals, lets out the villains, Shirogaki and the Nomu. He separates them all. He puts Deku in the like by himself in the broken building warehouse. Like, it's dark in there too, so you can't see jack shit. Deku sees all the villains, and he just turns on his night vision. He's like, time to go to work. Let's just say by the time Deku gets out of there, all the villains that were in there, like, Deku was alone too. He took out all those villains by himself. They're alive because Deku is not permitted to kill. Yet. Keywords yet. Actually, wait. Most of them are alive. A few of them are dead. The school can't really complain about some villains being dead because, he's 4th echelon. 4th echelon's job is literally to infiltrate and to complete their mission by any means necessary. Deku's job is to protect himself and his fellow classmates by any means necessary. So, some people got some slit throats. Some people are stabbed in the back or in the gut. A few people are dead here and there. A few people got bullet to the head, heart, stuff like that. Nothing too crazy, though. It's not like the bodies are mangled. I'm going to say out of the 250 villains in there, only 25 are dead. So Deku was pretty non-lethal. Deku gets into a sniping position with where you can see the Nomu. And like, Deku's trying to keep it as non-lethal as possible. So he's hitting villains in like places where they get KO'd, kind of. Like, that will hurt them, but won't kill them. The Nomu, though, he aims for the head. He doesn't kill the Nomu, but he keeps incapacitating it for like 10 to 15 minutes. Like, Shirogaki will try to grab Aizawa, though, like he does in the main canon. Deku puts an end to that, though. Also, Deku's like up in the rafters, hanging upside down, sniping people. So, everyone to Deku is upside down. And he's just sniping everyone that he can see in places which will make their ability to fight harder. Except the Nomu. He's aiming for the head, like I said. Like, he doesn't know why that thing isn't dying, but if it incapacitates that big beast for at least like a few minutes, he'll take it. All bites are... Oh my god. I'm sorry for that. So, on my arrive, Deku runs out of ammo, so he decides to go down and help Aizawa fight with fist to fist. And Deku's holding his own pretty well. I mean, pretty well. Not pretty well, he's actually just demolishing everyone. Who am I kidding? You know what Deku's doing. He's kicking ass left and right. Like, he's not killing anyone in front of the teachers and the other students. But he's not afraid to stab a bitch. Like, this one dude, he stabbed them, then tased him. Like, I took that from Death Bow, how Solid Snake stabbed and tased Sam Fisher. Spoiler, by the way, Sam Fisher lost. That's why I combined Sam Fisher, Solid Snake, and John Wick together. Like, that's the ultimate Reaper of Death. Now, if that wasn't such a villainous name, I'd give it to Deku, but I'll figure out something for his hero name. All Might defeats the Nomu easily, since it was incapacitated so many times. Its regeneration quirk was already put to its limit almost, so it didn't have much of a fight. So All Might didn't exert that much power. Also, Shirogaki, he also got a taste of the taste knife. He also got a taste of the taste knife. He also got a taste of the taser knife. Like he got tased for a good he got tased for like a good 20 seconds before Kirigiri pushed him away. So Aizawa, he wasn't injured. No one was injured except for the villains. And the only people that died were villains, but the heroes easily hide that fact from the students. Principal Nezu ain't mad at Deku either, because he knows what Deku's about, and he knows who he was trained by. So he kind of can't stop that. Like, he kept it non-lethal for most of them. He said only 25 of them he couldn't keep non-lethal. Like, he gave Nezu a debriefing, like, after school. So yeah, I'm going to leave this off here, guys. So if you guys have enjoyed this What If, hit that like button. Guys, hit that subscribe button as well. Turn on all notifications so you know next time when I post. And I will see all you dudes in the next one. So, peace.